Live. Nick.
Oh, 2 o'clock, sorry. I will call the Board of County Commission, Yoshua County, Kansas, September 23rd, 2025, regular meeting to order, 2 o'clock. We will start with Pledge of Allegiance, invocation by Dr. Shaw.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Shall we pray? God our Father, we are certainly aware of your majesty and your power and your justice. Today we ask for a sense of your presence and your comfort, especially for the Wakefield family at this time of loss and grief. May you comfort them and strengthen them. We pray especially also, Father, for these who have been chosen by the voters to represent our county. We ask for your wisdom, your guidance, Lord, that they might make wise decisions that would be beneficial to those whom they represent. And Lord, we pray that each day you would help us to walk close to you and be aware of your love for us and the fact that we can have that personal relationship with you and know that you are the God who is always there. For us in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
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 Thank you, Dr. Shaw. Any changes to the agenda or anything?
Yes, so on the agenda, we did not list the department leave request that under consent.
Department leave.
Yes, department head leave request. Sorry. And then also I would like to request to be pushed a little further up. I have to leave here at 4:30,
Okay.
so.
You want to be first?
Could.
We can put you up there first. Sound good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I
However,
think we can take off the jail, they'll be successful.
Okay.
All right. I'll like a non-elected executive, please.
Ten, 15 minutes?
15.
15. All right. Public comment.
Shirley Estrada, rural Erie. Commissioners have been provided an expanded digital radio system timeline that I've been working on, mostly between the period of October 2019 to February-March of 2025. During the past few months, the urgency and expediency of expanding this digital radio system to include Thayer, Erie, and Stark volunteer fire departments has been deemed a necessity. That is a matter of life and death. When the St. Paul Mission Township Fire Chief first approached the Commission concerning a digital radio system in October of 2019, it was presented as a solution to the county to solve a problem. This radio system here for the county is life and death, he is quoted. Life and death, so which was it? Life and death in 2019 or life and death in 2025? The St. Paul Fire Chief would appear before the Commission 2 more times within the next year with a pared-down proposal of a digital radio system for St. Paul Fire Department. Each time funding was denied, not due to availability of funds, but personal grievances. Therefore, discussions of how to solve issues with the analog radio system were never brought forth. During these meetings, it was revealed there were communication issues down in that area, the south end, southeast part of the county. In fact, problems throughout our county, spots that are just dead. However, it wasn't just St. Paul with communication issues, Galesburg too. Enough so it appears their reason to go digital was St. Paul. But would Galesburg have made a different choice 4 years ago if the county had expanded the analog radio system for their area? The lack of funding from the commissioners didn't stop St. Paul Fire Department from obtaining grants and donations and funding from the city and township to pay for this digital radio system. Facebook posts by the St. Paul Mission Township Fire Department fill in the timeline where the commission dialogue stops. In October of 21, Facebook posts announced that much needed communication is almost complete. Handheld radios and mobile radios were received, and the 80-foot tower was up and preliminary testing deemed phenomenal. In May-June of 2022, another Facebook post announced the repeater and antenna installed on the Galesburg water tower and how the Galesburg repeater connected to the master repeater in St. Paul, providing coverage to the digital system to communicate with 911 dispatch. According to a test, St. Paul was able to talk back and forth to Thayer on a handheld radio with clear communication. There may have been valid reasons, not the personal grievances presented, for the commission not to approve the digital radio system 4 years ago. But should it not have been the county's responsibility to address the communication issues within the county? It is, after all, the responsibility of the county to provide not only 911 emergency services, but also, quote, such other communication services for the participating entities, which include not only our county departments, that is law enforcement and EMS, but also for all 5 volunteer fire departments. But the volunteer fire departments appear to be considered separate and apart. It appears the analog radio system was installed most likely in 1994 when the county was required to meet the state mandated requirements of enhanced 911. The county made quite an investment in equipment and phone services, setting up a 911 center and hiring and training the county's first dispatchers. Things change in the county. Trees grow. Water towers are put up. 139 wind turbines are built. But did the analog radio system keep pace with the changes? The digital radio system is managed by St. Paul Fire Department. They have the master repeater. Galesburg joined in 3 years ago, and just recently the county joined in, thus allowing the 3 remaining volunteer fire departments to go on this digital radio system. But did this digital radio system adequately solve all the communication issues for Galesburg and St. Paul? Have any of the commissioners reached out to them to inquire? While time was of the essence in the purchase of these used digital radios, not so much for the haste in putting up repeaters. Even the 911 director acknowledged, quote, we could go at this slower, putting up the repeaters. Yet 2 meetings later and just 2 days after receiving a $22,000 plus quote, commissioners chose to fast track. What was the real reason for the haste? How is transitioning from a radio system that was 100% paid for and managed by the county to one managed by a fire department with 3 entities having a various financial stake going to work? The county needs to do what it should have done months ago. Meet with the fire chiefs, listen to their concerns, hire a third-party radio vendor to assess the radio systems objectively, and make recommendations. Conduct a site survey to determine the ideal repeater locations, as it is hard to believe 2 repeaters 7 miles apart as ideal. Life and death. Having an effective communication system for all law enforcement, EMS, and volunteer fire departments has been, is, and always will be a matter of life and death.
Thank you, Shirley. I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda for $134.86. Accounts payable of $467,412.09. Payroll clearing $183,765.33. Department head leave requests as submitted. And the minutes from 7:15:25 and 7:29:25.
I have just one question,
I'll second it.
Go.
Sorry, now you can have a debate.
Mr.
Yeah.
Chairman. Accounts payable, and this goes to Mike. We're buying ditch liner. We can't make that out to Quarry.
Not that size. Well, we could, but
We have in the past. We can make it from 2 up to 10 inches.
yeah, we can, Paul, but if we do that, we're gonna have to change the strings out. It's a pretty lengthy process to do that, and it's not worth
Well, just make a big pile of it's what we used to do. That way you got it on hand. I mean, that's just a suggestion, like, okay. Go ahead, Nick.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed 3-0.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
IMA, I guess is up on deck.
Ms. Chastity. That's it.
Okay, we finally got our renewals back, so I'm excited to say that we have IMA here with the renewal options that we'd like to present. Nick Johnston is our new representative. He's taking over for Jayla Miller, who actually moved into the municipalities arena, correct? Hospitality. I was close. So anyways, I'll let Nick take it over, and if there's any questions, just let us know.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Thank you for your time this afternoon. As Cindy mentioned, my name is Nick Johnson. I'm the new account executive at IMA that works on behalf of the county. Today we're going to be going over the medical renewal options that we have on the table. So if we want to go ahead and get started to that first page, just a high-level overview of the renewal this year. It was a difficult renewal. The initial came in at a 25.1% increase. It's about $311,000 a year. Unfortunately, there was just some high-cost claims activity this past year. Due to HIPAA purposes, I don't want to go into the details of that, but I can share that the loss ratio finished at 137%. So what that tells us is claims were essentially 37% higher than the premiums paid in. We did complete a full marketing effort of medical, dental, and vision. Through that, we did get a one-time premium holiday from Blue Cross if you were to move over the dental and vision to Blue Cross. That one-time premium holiday would be $62,000, and that would reduce the renewal to about a 20% instead of that initial 25%. And then the dental on its own did receive about a 9% increase with Delta Dental of Kansas. We will review that option next to the Blue Cross option, which came in actually slightly below that. So just a quick marketing summary on that next page. We did obviously go out to Blue Cross of Kansas, your incumbent carrier. We did go out to Aetna as well. They did not provide a quote due to them being uncompetitive, but I did get at least verbal confirmation that their proposal came in 26% higher than your renewal. So not 26% higher than current, higher than the renewal. And then UHC and Gravy, they did not give us that level of detail, but they did confirm that they were declining to quote due to uncompetitive rates as well. Delta Dental of Kansas came in at the initial 9%. We did go out to Blue Cross, which came in at 7.8%. There's some benefit changes, most of them actually good. There's one or two that would be a loss, but I think once we get to that, you'll see that it would be a good move to really look at that Blue Cross option. And then on the vision side, we did go out to Blue Cross, who has recently partnered with IMED, which is a very large national vision carrier. And they came in just 2% higher than your current rates, but there's some benefit enhancements there as well. So page 4 is the health plan options that we really wanted to focus in on. We have the initial renewal listed there first at the 25%, so no plan design changes for that option. Option 1, which would be our recommendation, is a slight tweak to add a $50 specialist copay, and then it removes the accidental injuries benefit that's currently baked into your medical plan. Those changes would reduce the renewal to a 22% increase. And then we do have an additional option on here, option 2, which would be a little more significant on the employees in their cost sharing, which it would increase their coinsurance out of pocket to $2,500, and then it would add in a $35 office visit copay, which would apply to both the PCP and specialists. These options do not include any of the financials with that one-time premium holiday. I just wanted to call that out. We do have those listed on the following pages. Page 5 goes into a little more detail on the benefit comparison. So you can see the plan design changes highlighted in blue there, with the specialist copay going up $50 and then removing the accident benefit. And then you can see the financials broken out 3 different ways there off to the side. So renewing with not bringing over dental and vision to Blue Cross would be a 22% overall increase. If you were to move over dental only, then that would be an 18.5% increase. Or if you were to move dental and vision over, it brings that down to about a 17% overall increase. Page 6 looks at the medical renewal. So this would not have any benefit design changes at all. It would be keeping everything the same. And then you can see those financials off to the right-hand side, which range anywhere from a 20% overall increase up to a 25% if you were to not bring over dental and vision. And then the last plan design option, which is on page 7 there, would be an increase to the coinsurance out-of-pocket maximum from $1,000 up to $2,500. And then also increasing the office visit copays, both the primary and specialist, up to $35, which that would also change. Your urgent care facility would be covered at $35, and then any outpatient mental health done in an office setting would be $35 as well. And then you can see those ranges off to the right-hand side of about 16.9% all the way up to a 21.8%, depending on if you were to add dental or vision. Page 9 is an overview of the dental renewal. And so you will see your Delta Dental renewal listed there at the 9% increase with no plan design changes. If you were to move to the Blue Cross dental plan, you would still have the 2 plans. That base plan would actually have a benefit enhancement as it have a lower deductible amount. So you'd be going from a $50 deductible to a $25, which is a positive. The buy-up plan would have a stronger ortho benefit, so you'd have a $1,500 max instead of the $1,000 max you currently have. And then that would be covered at 100% up to 3 years, whereas currently it's covered at 50% and has a lifetime maximum attached to it. So the ortho would be a positive move for that buy-up plan. The one negative with the Blue Cross option would be the basic services covered at 50%. instead of it being covered today at the 80%. But when we look at enrollment numbers, you can see that the majority of people are in that base plan. And so the majority of those folks would see a benefit enhancement with that deductible going down. And then on the following page, we did want to look at the providers in your area, because I know that's a big thing when looking at changing carriers. It still has a very strong network in your area. We looked at just the providers within a 20-mile radius. So that is actually listed on slide 10 there. You can see a 20-mile radius of the providers that are currently in network with Delta Dental. And then off to the side next to it, you can look at with Blue Cross within a 20-mile radius. And really, there's still about 15 or so dental providers within that 20-mile radius with Blue Cross of Kansas. Page 11 looks at the vision. And so with the vision and Blue Cross's partnership with IMED, unfortunately, you would not be able to continue that base and buy-up plan, that dual option you currently have, so it would only be a single option. But there are some benefit enhancements with that. One of those being the exam copay would go from $50 to $10, so that would be a positive. You would also still have that $150 allowance for contacts, but any balance over that $150 is actually discounted 15%. And then you can see on the frame allowance, that would go from $100 to $150. And so really, all three of those would be benefit enhancements over what is currently on the plan today. They also have a very strong network. And then in addition, from a rate perspective, this kind of came in right in between the base and buy-up you currently have today. But when we look at it from a big picture standpoint, it's about a 2% increase higher than what you have today. Then that next page, similar to the dental, we wanted to look at all providers within a 20-mile radius. Currently with Superior, really the one main call out I wanted to have on here was the Walmart Vision Centers are currently in network with Superior. IMED does not contract with Walmart, but they do have a handful of more providers in that Parsons area, which I would imagine some of your employees are traveling to go get their eye care there. The next few pages looks at contributions. So page 14, which would be our recommendation as far as the medical option, it's that option 1. It would be bringing over dental and vision to Blue Cross, so you can get that $62,000 premium holiday. And what we've done here is you can see on that far right-hand side, kind of boxed it in gold, what the employee monthly increase would be. And so just for example, on that current plan 1 for an employee only, those would go up about $10. For an employee spouse or employee child, that would go up $35. And then for a family, that would go up $50. And then for that plan 2, it's slightly less than that first plan. And then for plan 3, we still wanted to keep that employee only amount at $0. And then that one's a slightly less of an increase as well. When we look at this from a big picture overall perspective, the total increase with that premium holiday would be $214,000. The employees would be picking up $17,000 of that, or about 11% increase, and then the county would be picking up $197,000, or about an 18% increase. And one of the reasons this was our recommendation this year was with the recent wage study, we would hate to have employees really lose out on that increase to their wages and then have it being paid right back into the health insurance premiums, especially those employee spouse, employee children, and family tiers, because those are getting a higher increase. You'll see on some of the other illustrations that we put together, if we were to essentially keep the employee percent spend the same, which I know it's been historically kind of the recommendation, those family premiums would be going up almost $100 a month in that scenario. So this is why this one here would be our recommendation. So page 15, we did put this just for illustrative purposes to show you what that would look like. So if you were to split that 17% increase equally between the employee and the employer, you can see there on the far right-hand side, just on that current plan one, for example, that family premium would be going up about $80 a month with this option compared to the $50 on the one prior.
So are these the same plans though?
Yeah, so page 15 is the option one, which would be our recommendation. Option one is the one with the small change to the specialist copay and then removing the accident benefit. So it's the same plans as the last slide, but it's just how you split it up.
But there's an 18.1% increase on the first page and a 17.3% increase on the second page. Correct?
For the county. That's correct. If you look at the total premium amount, that column, which will be your kind of in the middle-ish section, just to the right of where you see those enrollment counts, you'll see a premium column. If you look all the way at the bottom, it's an overall increase of 17.3%. On that first illustration. On the second illustration, it's also 17% overall increase.
Our contributions, their contribution, it's only dropping our contribution about $9,000 in total.
Yeah.
Here it says it's the same.
And so really, the only differences between option or illustration number one and illustration number two is how much does the county pick up versus how much does the employee pick up.
$60,000, and then the percentage of $60,000 is what they're looking at. And then level out. Right here, and level there. The increase across the board. Where there's a kind of sporadic where if you look at rates and lower the rates, this is all 17.3% increase across the board. for
Correct, and
employees.
so because those employee plus premiums, when you look at employee spouse, employee child, family tiers, because those premiums are so much more expensive than an employee only, when you apply a percent to that, it increases it pretty dramatically on a dollar amount basis.
So give every employee a 17% increase or lives in the variation of the holiday based on how many people are in that plan.
And then contributions illustrations number 3 and 4 also listed on here. It's page 16 and 17. This looks at the renewal as is, so no plan design changes, but a similar contribution philosophy. On 16, it would be that kind of flat $10, $35, $50 increase to employees. That would result in still that $17,000 total increase to employees, but from the county's perspective, you'd be picking up $231,000 compared to that initial. That was, I think, a little bit. That initial one was $197.
This is also looking at our current employment status, right? Not projecting out.
Not projecting anything. It's the most recent
This is the
month of
numbers that
enrollment
we're
counts.
insuring right now.
Correct.
That's what I wanted, yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yep. And then number 4 would be, again, splitting that percent increase equally between the employee and the employer, which would be about a 20% increase. And then here you can see again those employee plus tiers would see, you know, upwards to a $91 a month increase to the family premium in this scenario. Page 19, we have the dental contribution recommendation, which would be splitting that percent equally and then moving to Blue Cross. What this would result in is on the base plan, we're talking less than $1 a month increase to the employees. On that buy-up plan, it would be slightly more just because that is a more expensive plan, but still $1 a month for an employee only. And then for a family, it would be going up $3 a month. And then from a total annual amount, the employees will be picking up $1,000. The county would be picking up $3,600 of that total increase. So with that, our final recommendation would be renewing with that Blue Cross option 1 with the 17% overall increase, which includes that premium holiday. That would include a move to Blue Cross of Kansas, at 7.8%, a move to Vision with Blue Cross of Kansas at a 2%. There's been no changes to any of your ancillary policies. And then from a contribution standpoint, it would be renewing with the medical contribution illustration number 1, which is that 11% increase to the employees and then about an 18% increase to the county. And then renewing with the dental contributions as presented of equally sharing the percent increase. And so with that, I'll also kind of turn it over to you all to see if there's any questions that I can go back and answer for you.
Well, I'd had questions, Cindy, and I don't know if you've heard back yet as far as combining, if we're combining the Blue Cross, are we going to accumulate deductible between the plans where it's going to be one holistic deductible?
So I did talk to them about that. It's something that they can do. It's very rare now. It's not something that they see very often anymore. It would be a completely custom benefit where rates would probably change. It would take a long 2 or 3 week time period to get that exception approved. They'd have to go to management for it. And he said it'd be highly likely that it wouldn't get approved.
I was thinking, we're gonna. It would consolidate Blue Cross's billing issues this year, and the employees wouldn't have to monitor a deductible here, deductible there, 3 different deductibles if they take all 3 plans. That was my.
Yeah, I love the thought process, and I agree 100%. It's just you don't see that very often anymore, and there was a lot of negotiations and a lot of moving parts with this year's renewal, and so from a timeline perspective, we're kind of behind the 8 ball right now. It is something that I think next year that we can push on them to see if that'd be something they'd be willing to do for next year. I know another piece of that was either a rate cap or some type of protection for next year's renewal on the dental side. I did ask them about that. He said it's sounding like it's not going to get approved, but the request is in. To me, personally, I don't think that's necessarily something that I would hold up a decision for, but I think it's just a pro or benefit if it does get approved here in the next couple of days.
Well, as far as a rate cap, I don't think you're going to see that. It's all off of claims.
It is, but with Delta, you got an 8% rate cap.
Okay. Oh, you're talking about the
For dental.
dental
Just
part.
dental, not
Okay.
medical is a different
Okay,
story
okay, I
because
would
that's
say
a lot
I
more
would-
dollars
Sure.
we're talking about. Yeah.
The IMED did get a 5-year rate lock?
The IMED is I think it's 4, but it's a multi-year rate lock on the
So,
vision side.
yeah, we have
So,
at least this rate locked in for that.
Yeah.
Should we switch over?
So that was my main questions that I had. Everything else.
That was a good one, actually.
I was just trying to make it a little simpler for all the employees.
I love it.
Because when you're looking at your readmissances that come back, it's like, well, I thought I hit the deductible over here.
Right. One less deductible to worry about.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, the question is, did we budget enough for this?
I think believe we budgeted up to 400,000, didn't we? We put an additional
200,000.
we put an additional 200,000 on top of what we did previously, so I think we're well within what we budgeted, especially if we go with the suggested renewal option. Because the counties, it would be 197,000 roughly for health, and then 3,000 for dental. So that's 2. And then the vision falls solely on the employee.
Let's try and look here. Budget. What was the increase or what was in the employee benefits? And where we are now, yeah, where we are now is what we've spent so far this year, where
So we are
we
under,
increased 170,000 over previous year, but how much of that have we actually?
so the financials that we just got for the end of August, for the health insurance, we're $115,000 under budget. So you take that times 12, that's 172,000. So that comes close to the 197. My question is, we didn't really budget anything for more Social Security, since we're going to be giving all of these raises on $300,000. How much increase in Social Security are we going to be paying? What's our percentage?
12, 11 or 12, right? Overall. Within that month.
I don't have that number.
I put the financials in
Yeah, I
there.
see.
Okay. So we should be able to
That's
pull
just
that.
what's our percentage, what's the employee percentage for Social Security?
7.2, that's FICA and Medicare together. It's 1.45 and whatever
So we
the
did
math
an
is.
increase of 300,000, just 7%. So probably gonna be okay. I guess I keep hoping with the raise increase that, wage increase, that we're gonna attract more employees.
I sure hope so. Get those spots
Well,
filled.
and you go in that, we budgeted in the wages as full employment, where this is, not everybody's taking these plans. And it could get to where they cost out, where somebody says, well, I don't wanna take that if I have to pay more for a family. Because there's some of the marketplace where they can go out in the marketplace out there too, so. But that'll also hurt us on the bill if we don't have a full
Right, we need
gamut of employees that are taking the plan.
we really ideally it's around that 100,
Yeah, and it really
100
depends.
employee
because
mark.
It also depends on the utilization of that member too.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
One member is probably not helping you, but they could probably be really hurting you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you get the book of numbers and everybody says, well, okay, now I like your plan better than the one I'm in within the marketplace, so we're switching over back to us, so it's a,
Catch 22 a little bit. And I know with the IMED, and granted this doesn't, it's not a cost to the county per se, but we do get the benefit for it. It does say 2.2% increase. The employees that are currently in the vision buy-up plan will actually see a decrease in their premiums because it's the average, it's almost the exact average of what our current base and buy-up plan is. So we do have less people, I believe, in the base plan, and so those people will see a little bit of an increase, you know, just a couple dollars. But if they switch to the high plan, you know, they're gonna have a few more benefits involved. So I know it shows an increase in percentage-wise, but it's really advantageous for over half of our employees.
I was looking at financials, and I talked to Chastity about the HVAC, there's still a balance in that account of that. The HVAC, there's still remaining balance that we
That's
have.
because it's been taken out of this account right here.
That's what I mean, if we're.
So there's not really anything in there.
Well, it's still in this account is what I'm trying to get at.
Well, that's in this account that there's not budgeted for right there. There's the 200,000.
We set the rollers back into where, once they get the corrections done.
If it has anything to do with benefits. So basically, I mean, between illustration 1 and 2, there's about an $8,000 difference.
Yes.
So basically, 8,500.
But the benefits to the employee aren't as great. And that's where we were trying to stave off a little bit, because if we're going to give raises, we don't want to go ahead and basically take that raise away by increasing them so much. And the option we've chosen has a couple details that are, like I said, more advantageous.
As we move forward with the wage study, that was my other question for you, Cindy, is these new totals, once we develop a plan, will all go into the wage study as part of our,
I don't know if it would go exactly into it, but we can definitely do a comparison on it and see how that all plays a role.
that might change future
Right.
plans on how we work on the wage studies.
And I'm developing, or I was given a template. I'm working on the policy for the implementation of that policy effective January 1st, and how we'll do increases and decreases, and how we're going to implement future raises through annual reviews. One in June, one in December. If you're not meeting the mark, then well, I'm sorry. Not everybody's going to get a raise just because they want one. So.
Because you're gonna see that, that's $1 an hour for employee staff, just in that rate increase within the health insurance.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, is what?
About $1 an hour for all employees,
Yeah,
For,
the
for the
employees
county.
for the
Yeah.
county's portion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's something I know we had talked about. I'm going to create an illustration that people can see, okay, if I renew with this, once we figure out what we're going with today, and then I get with the employees and we do our renewals, it's literally a month away. I can create an illustration and be like, okay, yeah, you're only making X amount of dollar an hour, but in benefits that you're saving, you're actually getting this much towards your salary that you're not having to pay. So I will, once we have all the data, I can finalize that.
I know our percentage is much higher than other government entities in the county, as of the college and at least the hospital. And this will just increase it.
Are you on the employee benefits? That's up to the end of August.
It's the end of August.
No, so that's 63.5, which it should be at 67, so it's 115,000 under budget.
Over the terms of the.
Okay, you don't have the first page. The first page has capers and workman's comp
Yes.
also, and then health insurance.
I was just in totals.
Yeah. So the total's 758, which is 58%. Sorry. It should be at 67% if we were 100%. So
Right.
that's $115,000 below budget. Which if you divide that by 8 and then take it times 12, it's 172. If we stay at the same pace, we'll be $172,000 under budget for that health insurance. So,
With the, we increased, but it might be swallowed up with the capers and other taxes.
correct, but there's still,
We
you
have
know,
a little,
capers at 80%.
we have a little wiggle room in there.
Yeah, because overall we're at 63%. So we're 3.5% under for employee benefits.
And that's on a 2
So on
point.
a 2.3. Let's say 3.4%. Yeah, I mean, I think we're in pretty good shape, so.
We hold everybody harmless this year and see where we're at.
I mean, for the rate increase and the claims that we had, really, this is pretty generous to us.
It really was.
Yeah.
And I can speak to that. I mean, we were initially projecting something closer to about a 40% overall increase. The Aetna proposal we received was closer to a 50%. So that just kind of gives you some perspective as to Blue Cross really did come to the table this year and give a really competitive renewal.
I'll make the motion to go with option one, combining two old Blue Cross products within the IMED and the dental.
If you want it to be specific, we can use that last page.
Okay.
It's up to you.
That's
Um,
right. Illustration one.
Paper for it. Yes, the review,
This is
just the lines of
illustration
coverage
one, yeah.
renewing, yeah.
Lines of coverage, renew medical with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Kansas, option one, 17.3% premium holiday, premium holiday. Move to dental to Blue Cross Blue Shield Kansas with a 7.8% increase. Move vision to Blue Cross Blue Shield Kansas, IMED at 2.2%, and all ancillary benefits through AmeriLife.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed 3-0.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you,
everyone.
Nate.
Yeah.
Thanks for the work, appreciate it.
Well, oh, yeah, Chelsea, you want to go first, don't you? We'll let you. Sorry, Lord, you're getting skipped.
You're on deck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got a pinch hitter here, so.
We have pretty much got all of our PCs in and updated, looking good. There was a couple things that, when we went back through, either miscommunication or miss possibly, we're not sure, but we do have 6 laptops from the sheriff that was not put on the quote. And then the clerk's office, now that we're getting the part-time next year as well, which we can hold off on that one if we need to, but I would like to have it up and running. So adding that one as well to our invoice that they will send once everything is officially done.
Do you wanna, and you're doing the new employee next fall?
The new employee?
Yeah.
I was hoping springtime.
Okay. Well, so I'm just trying to say how much farther ahead do we have to have them do it after the first of the year? Just, you know, technology, the clock's always winding and
And we can wait until then if we
it
need.
can,
So
yeah, winds
But-
faster.
this one, they need the updated laptops as soon as
Okay.
possible. They were pretty old. So if we can have a
Did we
signature
just
on
take
this,
that
or if you
out of
want,
courthouse general?
yes.
That motion for it.
Sure.
Motion to approve 6 laptops for the sheriff's department to be paid out. Invoice or not.
50451 out of courthouse general.
For the sheriff's department, $7,338.
Is that your motion?
Yeah, I'll make the motion. Sorry.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. It's a combined one, I think.
We can't combine it.
Kind. I'll take the motion.
Okay. Next one from District Court. She just needs a signature stating on her budget. She needs to submit that to state, I believe it was. So I went ahead and circled as submitted. We just need a signature on that. And then the contract that you signed beforehand, there was miscommunication between me and Advantage on this. The emails for the web host, the one that we signed in previous meeting was from actually last year. The contract was never signed. The payment was already made though. This one here is the contract for the renewal for 25 to 26. And it's signed, and then we'll submit the payment into next AP.
Jill need to sign that, she is. No, Paul was, sorry. Paul.
Thank you. And then I need a signature on that one, please. Payroll clerk. No, was it Paul or?
Yeah, Paul on the bottom.
Gosh, Paul. And that was all I've gotten.
Where is that now?
Good afternoon. I just have a few updates for you guys. One, since I was supposed to be first, I was going to say Advantage has installed our PCs at 911, but Chastity already mentioned that. So, but thank you for doing that for our department. We really do appreciate it. So, on September 15th, the Neosho County 911 Center participated in a mass casualty drill with the hospital in Chanute and, of course, our EMS team. We were responsible for, of course, paging out EMS and doing all the notations on all the radio transmission. EMS triaged the patients and then transported 16 patients to the hospital during this drill. The communications between everybody went very, very well. And according to Becky Manahan at the hospital, the corrections implemented by the hospital staff worked very well. So I'm just going to kind of let you guys know that we did participate in that and all went very, very well. Account 127. This is the 911 pre-tax account that you guys questioned me about a couple weeks ago during a budget work session, where you guys on whatever worksheet was showing 0 for that account, and that's actually a 911 pre-tax account. That is money that was given to us from the state that I have to show on my audit every year. I worked with Chastity, and we did find that the money, the amount of $41,639.14 is still in that account. I don't know why it's showing
It doesn't
0.
show, but it's there,
Huh?
It doesn't show, but it's there.
Right. So, and due to that being part of my audit, I definitely wanted to get that verified and make sure it's still there. And it is, according to Chastity. So thank you, Chastity, for helping on that also.
Does that fund certain upgrades or
It-
technology or?
It's called pre-tax,
That's
and that was money, that is my understanding, way before me. Jim Keith said that it was money that before they start doing the audits and specifying what that money can and cannot be spent for. So when we go to do our audit, it asks for pre-tax funds and then post-tax. So, which is what we receive now. And Jim Keith, when I said, what can I spend it on? All he said to me was very, very little. And so the only thing right now that I know, because I verified through my auditor, is that we do pay for, and it's for countywide, the code red. So for the notification for the public, they allow me to pay for that. But anything I want to try to pay out of that, I have to have approved through the auditor. So they're pretty specific on things.
Right, and I don't know if Code Red's gonna come up with an increase or anything else. That's kind of.
Well, and, yeah, we won't know.
I know you've split it in the past, I
Right.
just didn't know how that would work.
Right, we went from 3 of us paying for it down to just you and I. Right.
Okay.
So, but it's a valuable tool for the citizens of
I agree,
Marshall
yeah.
County.
No, I agree.
So anyway, I just wanted to verify that money, or tell you guys that money is still there and accounted for. So I was very relieved. And the only other thing I have is on October 8th at 1 o'clock. That is our next 911 Advisory Board meeting. It is open to the public. It's at the Sheriff's Office. So,
Did you say 9 a.m.?
1 a.m.
1
Oh,
p.m.
1 p.m. Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm not going to be there at 1, I hope. But, sorry, 1 p.m.
Thank you.
But, and do you have anything for me?
Can you give us an update on the digital radios?
Oh, yes, they've all been programmed, double-checked, and they've all been sent out and to all the departments. We've spoken, Tasha spoke to everybody this morning. All of Starks is in, and all the mobiles. Erie's working on it, waiting on a few brackets or something. And Thayer are working on theirs also. But Thayer, Chief did say that he was able to communicate on a portable over by Neodesha, and he hit the repeater, and it was loud and clear. So I was, we were very excited about that, having that, better communication. So,
Yeah, because you started to be that way. I mean, you couldn't even get to Thayer hardly.
yeah. So, but that's, it's kind of all on them. On the county side, everything's done, completed.
So, are we having 2 systems, and is the analog still, I don't know that much about radios. So will there be the 2 systems, the analog and the digital?
They'll have the analog as a backup.
Okay.
And so I'm not taking, no, we're not
Okay.
taking that out. That will be a backup, and they'll run off the digital.
Okay. So it will become our main,
Yes, for the volunteer fire departments, correct.
okay.
So, anything else?
So is everything up as far as the radios? Is there any expenses yet out? Has Cawcan?
Yes. Everything is paid.
Okay. Just double checking, huh?
Yeah, we submitted Cawcan this week, or last week.
Okay, so it's in.
Yeah.
Okay, I just haven't updated then. I thought everything else was done. Okay.
Hey Laura, I got one thing. I was contacted by a couple of taxpayers about the fire coverage. Benson Bridge is open now. I think we agreed that it would go back to the way it was before the bridge was closed.
I don't know either. There was a resolution. Paul had contacted me about this, and to my knowledge, I don't know of any changes. I don't have any authority to change it. And so I did provide what Centerville provided last year, because I had copies of that. I did, just in case you needed them, Paul, did bring some maps showing the old fire map.
Yeah, I've got one from 23. Is that what you got, Laura, or something?
This is the one we used prior to the change last year. I just run copies of it, and
It's easier that way. Sorry about that. So this is, oh,
Yeah, we're good. Oh, no, this one it says.
oh, okay.
No, sorry. Do we
the
need,
very first page is going to be, I'm sorry,
do you need it?
That's about
for just a second.
Yeah.
The very first page, the colored one,
changes.
is the original fire district. And as you can see, that incorporates part of the Centerville Township. On the second page, it shows the Centerville Township, and in red is the coverage it used to be for Erie, and in yellow it's kind of faded, but the yellow is now the only Erie part that's in there. So I did have a gentleman call me about this, and I referred him to you guys or to someone other than me, because I don't change maps. That has a whole process to go through. So
Our signatures are not on any of these resolutions that were signed. These are Centerville, yeah, between the townships, so.
Is it not an agreement between Erie and Centerville to be reversed?
I don't know. I had nothing to do with that, so I really
Well, I
don't
mean,
know.
We didn't either.
Yeah. Well, I guess.
I thought it was understanding it was gonna go back.
I think that agreement
The
is,
city of Erie and
Because I know the people that are on the other side of the bridge are like a 10, and if Erie was covering them, they'd be like a 5. That's what I was
This
told.
one says that this agreement shall remain in effect for a period of January 1st to December 31st of 2024. That's on the city of Galesburg.
there's just the agreement between the city of Galesburg and Centerville.
And the one for Centerville says the same thing, the term and renewal. So,
There's never an agreement between Erie and Galesburg, Centerville, whoever.
I don't think so.
It'd be their agreement to go back to Erie, I would.
I really don't know. I had no involvement in Centerville versus Erie, none of that. So I really don't know why it's stipulations.
That
Yeah.
area away from them. And so they have to have their approval.
Tanya, when you got the paperwork and you changed the maps, because I got maps, you don't know?
That would be probably the have to answer that question.
Who the paperwork come from? Do you remember?
The only reason it's even in my mind that it was supposed to switch back, but I didn't know if that was on paper, if that was just somebody saying it.
I'm sorry, that it was
I
what?
don't know, I can,
Yeah.
What did you say? What were you thinking, Tanya? Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
is it my son that's on that side
Right.
of the river?
So you were thinking it was
Which is
going back?
Very, to my knowledge, my memory says it was supposed to switch back, but like I said, that is very unofficial.
Right, I think it was verbal.
It might have been, it could have just been something that we heard in here, I don't know. Is there something I need to ask Holly about?
No, I mean, she,
Because if it has to do with
I mean,
anything,
these resolutions have expired already.
Right, unless there's a new agreement.
resolution or
Are there any new agreements? Shirley, you signed one of these,
been signed.
so they're not in effect
There
then.
haven't been any new agreements signed for 2025 that I'm aware of.
Okay. I mean, that's what it looks like. So,
Between anybody.
so December of '24, these expired.
That particular agreement expired
permanently.
That's a whole different
Right.
step.
But without these resolutions, and it goes back to the original,
But, no, it doesn't go back, it doesn't
Okay.
go back to anything. I don't know where this came up that it was going to revert back automatically. Not, I mean, that was people talking, that was never.
I
mean,
had no knowledge.
Obviously, it makes sense to do so, but there was nothing in writing to do that. That may have been everyone's or people's assumptions, but
Would be an
there
assumption
needs
that,
to be new agreements with Erie Fire Department, Galesburg Fire Department, the Centerville Township, the three of them together. But to my knowledge, that hasn't been done. And here we are in September.
I just,
so what does 911 do if they get a
Well,
call in
it's
that
still,
area?
it's still that map, because the boundaries themselves and the fire response areas have not changed.
but didn't that change the ratings when they
Yes.
changed? How
Well,
did it change the
well,
ratings?
Probably did, that's why
Well,
it's probably important, not only to change it back, but to make it better, because I'm 4 miles from St. Paul, but yet I'm in the boundary that, I'm a 10, my ISO rating is a 10. Because my I'm in the fire response area for Galesburg.
Well, I think that,
And I'm not the only person in that little part that is closer to St. Paul or people that are closer to Erie. So really, there needs to be people getting together and figuring out boundaries that benefit everybody
Everybody.
and makes the most sense as to who is the closest fire department instead of arbitrarily drawing lines.
That'd be the common sense thing to
well,
do.
but it, I mean, that's their negotiations,
But
not at the county
it's
level.
not the county, although that's the direction it led kind of towards last year. As it turned out, it wasn't. It's a township and the fire department's decisions.
Well, I mean, if it caused bad blood before, Erie would have to want to take that area back over too. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I don't know what the bad blood.
Well, I
was.
mean,
There
I
had
don't
not
know.
been a contract for Erie for 20 or 25 years, but yet those fire boundaries stayed the same. So, I mean, you can look at a contract ending, but it didn't change the fire boundaries.
Well, the area would be liable to provide it because that's your insurance ratings. If somebody doesn't respond within
Well, I
a,
would think that if there's a fire to the south part of the bridge now, that Erie would be called. I mean, it's not like you're just gonna have the farthest fire department.
but don't they have to request it to come into their area?
Yes.
Well, of course, but I'm sure they would. I mean, why wouldn't they?
Well, I'm not saying they wouldn't. I'm not saying they wouldn't. I'm just saying there still has to be some sort of liability because if somebody gets hurt transferring across that area, as far as the fire department, one of the employees or in that response, they don't have an agreement to protect each other as far as insurance. That Erie goes into a different township. They don't have some understanding that we can go into and they get hurt.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
There should be contracts.
Yeah.
I agree. There should be.
That's what I'm getting
I'm
more.
not on the township
Yeah.
board anymore, so it's out of my hands.
I mean, it would be nice that Erie and Centerville and Galesburg would get together.
Yes, it would. I agree.
But that's the only worry I'd have is they might be hesitant if they don't have a mutual aid agreement to themselves. I mean, they're gonna go. They're gonna go.
I mean, it was,
I'm not saying they,
it was statewide mutually.
yeah, exactly.
That would, that would.
Yeah.
They need to give themselves.
But it helps 911 to know, hey, we need to dispatch them for this area and first. They need to be the first one.
But that's according to those maps that are already established.
Yeah. But with the
But
change,
who has the authority to change those maps? Tanya don't automatically, so that falls back on the fire departments and the townships. And until they make those changes, then we can't make any changes. Therefore, those maps are valid as of today's date, until somebody changes it with a resolution, contract, or something.
But not this map, right? Not this map.
Who's changed it?
I don't know, we were giving two maps, but you're still working off the original map, correct?
No.
No, the back page is what they're working off of.
The red is the old
Okay.
part, the yellow is what.
I mean, do I have that authority to just change it back? Or is that liability?
Well, and I think it also, there's some taxation issues in there, I do believe, as far as
Township.
township taxation.
Townships and what the fees they
township
pay.
is supposed to be having a meeting next week, so hopefully this is part.
It'd be nice if the township had. Alright, Cindy, you're up.
First things first, it's flu shot season, and I come to you guys every year to see if you would be willing to cover those employees that don't have county coverage. Usually it's no more than 10, and even then, I don't think all of them will even get the flu shot. But according to my information from the health department, the regular shot is $20, and then I'm going to mess this up, so Taylor, sorry. I think it's the high version. It's for those over a certain age.
Quadrivalent.
Thank you, Nick. It's $70. So
And that's usually just based on age.
I think so, isn't it? Yeah. So, like I said, based on our numbers, it might be 10. I mean, that's the number of people that really don't have coverage, but we have a lot of people who choose not to get the shot. So
Yes. I'm good with it. Yeah.
I failed to write out a motion for that.
I'll make the motion to help cover the costs for the employee only. That's what we've done in the
Yep,
past.
that don't have our
Yeah.
health coverage.
Health, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. I did kind of already mention the pay plan implementation policy. Hope to have the first draft to you guys by the next commission meeting, because the ultimate goal is to have that and all the job descriptions completed and ready for signature on January 1st. So I'll be getting those to you guys over the next couple weeks, in addition to all the benefit stuff. With what we just passed today, we are going to have to do an active enrollment this year, not a passive. And that's because we are switching everything to Blue Cross. And so I'm going to have to make appointments with all the employees to come in the week of open enrollment to go through and make sure everybody understands what Blue Cross is, what their benefit changes are and stuff like that. So I will be coming up with a plan for that and a calendar where everyone can choose a time. I'm obviously going to have to be quite flexible to try and get the night shift people as well. So the week of the 27th through the 31st is open enrollment. Just as a reminder, the health fair is the 24th, literally a month away, so mark your calendars. Hope to see you guys there. I'm going to be hard and heavy getting with the businesses and talking to different vendors and getting everything set up for the health fair. Got that one covered. Flu shots, I forgot to say, Paula will be here on October 16th from 9:30 to 1600 up in the health department office giving those flu shots. So we'll coordinate with all the department heads so that they know that that's the date to come get your flu shot. October 16th from 09:30 to 1600.
It'd probably be a good idea if the Paula gets out to all the health, or all the department heads, and kind of get a head count.
I usually get a head count for her.
Yeah, just so she has a head count of what vaccine she needs to bring over with her.
Yep. Get that sent out.
There's no need in having an exposed temperature changes and everything else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do need to request a 5-minute executive session regarding litigation to include the commission, council, and myself.
It's a 5-minute break, please.
With a 5-minute break.
So I move to recess into executive session to discuss matters deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship. Is that what we want? Regarding HR, payroll,
And another department, but
for 10 minutes to include the commission, council, and HR director. And then a 5-minute recess also, so we'll come back at, let's just say...
I think she only needs a total of 10 between break and...
I only need 5 minutes, so
Oh, you
just a
need
real
5.
quick one.
Okay,
3:30.
3:30.
3:30. I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
was just a creature of habit. Okay, you are not.
We're back on session, no action taken.
That's all I have, unless you guys have anything for me. Great.
Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you, guys.
Melody, hospitals.
No, Tanya still has.
Tanya thought I was leaving, so apparently, I wish I was. Okay, I did send you these applications.
Thank you.
And I have the original. That needs signed.
You need me to sign something, we'll approve it.
There's little green people. I did send you the application in the email, and the letter for the 9% decrease they're anticipating. Again, that just depends on what other counties apply for the MPG for the state, because they get so much money and then they split it up. So I think last year was 25.
Should just go to 24/7 instead of 40 hours.
Yeah. Huh?
I said, should this go 24/7 instead of 40 hours?
Whatever you want to do, Nick.
I'm just kidding. Well, I know you get called out more than what you.
I do. I spend a lot of time on the phone. Phone is fun. But I just need you to sign it. It's just the initial application. Once I get the initial application sent in, which is due the 3rd of October, then I will get a letter, usually the beginning of December, of what we're approved for and all of that fun stuff. So there should be a green in there.
I'll make the motion to approve application for emergency management and performance grant through Kansas Division of Emergency Management. Second.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Do you want to date that, put the county
You
in?
can put it today. It's fine.
Okay.
I'll submit it this afternoon anyways. I'll get that copy to you. That's the original. I don't really have anything else. I did send you about the hospital, and nothing has changed as far as I've been advised about the police. They did lose electricity today, but I never heard from Becky, so I assume that everything was good. So I think that's what it goes. Anything else? I don't think. Any questions, comments, concerns?
You was definitely right about the rain.
Well, they did cancel the flood watch, so.
Oh, they did good.
Yes, they did, so that's a good thing. But we do need rain. We just don't need that.
She's a little late. It didn't start, it said about 1 a.m. and it didn't come in until.
Well,
4 or
sometimes
5,
a
so.
broken clock is right.
But it came in with a lot of wind and
Mhm.
Yes.
lightning and
Tanya?
Yes. So we've got 3 new applications for NRP this week. The first one is Ken and Bridget Paisley in St. Paul. They're going to build storage units, 709 Grant Street for $68,500. The second one is Kyle Button here in Erie at 211 North Walnut. He's building a house for $100,000. And then the last one is Tyler Riggs at 11305 Kiowa, another home for $214,000.
So Kenny got a hold of you, Paisley.
He did.
I ran into him at a volleyball game. He said something about that. I told him about the NRP, and I said, well, call up Tanya and see, because I didn't know if that would qualify for sure.
He does, yeah.
Okay,
Commercial
that's great.
or- Yep.
I imagine he's happy.
Any questions on these? We've already got our pictures. Nothing has started yet on them.
then the order as.
I think it's all your area.
All of them?
Yeah.
St. Paul, Galsburg.
Okay, this is, okay, I'll make a motion for Kenneth and Bridget Paisley, 404 Second Street, St. Paul, Kansas, for an NRP on a storage unit in St. Paul, Kansas, as
I'll
presented by.
second. All in the discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. Okay, the second one. Okay. Okay, I'll make a motion for Kyle Button, 211 North Walnut, Erie, for a house at 100,000 in Erie,
Are we all?
for an NRP.
I'll second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed 3-0.
And we have a third one, Tyler Riggs, 11305 Kiowa, for a home, estimated at $214,000.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Sorry.
I need these.
Oh, that's Mallory's.
Yeah.
And then I need a 15-minute executive, attorney-client, with the commission, counselor, and clerk, please.
I'm sorry, attorney-client? Okay. Move to recess into executive session to discuss matters deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship regarding the appraiser for 15 minutes to include the commission counsel, the appraiser, and county clerk. So we'll come back at 3:55,
I'll second the motion.
45, 3:55, I'm sorry.
55.
Seems like a long time.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed 3-0.
Just a minute, she's,
Sorry. And then we need the resolution number or letter. J, okay. Okay, and then would you? Sept, please. Your what?
Back in session. Action taken.
If that's all I have. Anyway, if you guys don't have any questions for me.
At this point, we got a few minutes.
Do I need to sign? Yeah, I still need to sign. No, I've got copies.
You'll be able to work up a resolution.
I'll bring them over to you.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
They've got the next. It is letter J.
is it R?
R.
R. J 25?
25 or 24?
What?
25.
Perfect.
Sorry,
Sorry,
here it is.
You're behind, I guess. I don't know what I was thinking.
Oh, maybe it's R25J, is that what it is?
Huh?
What is it?
R25J.
Okay, yeah, I did it backwards.
Mike, you want to go ahead and, wait?
Good afternoon, everyone. In the invocation mentioned thinking about the Wakefield family, I wanted to also talk about that a little bit. On September 9th, we lost one of our employees to a car accident. Morgan Wakefield, he was a good young man, good employee, had a lot of potential, had the right attitude, and we dearly miss him, and our sympathy goes out to his family. So it was a very sad situation, and he was a very good employee too, a lot of talent. So, anyway, those things happen. I'll just talk a little bit about our rut filling. We've finished 200th up in the Chanute area last week. We're now working on 70th Road, the Galesburg Road west of Galesburg. We hope to finish that Thursday and then get moved over to 40th Road between 59 Highway and Queens, and then there's some south of Queens that we want to, south of 40th on Queens, is what I meant to say, that we want to take care of next. And then that'll be it for this year. It's going to be a pretty hefty bill, but it all needs done.
I've had comments on everything going on 21st Street. They thought it helped truck traffic, because it said you really didn't notice in a car or truck going into, but when you're bringing a semi in for seed and everything, they were greatly appreciative of.
Yeah.
Smoothed it out a lot, so.
Yeah. It helps. They're still patches, so they don't ride perfect, but they sure a lot better. They help, and you know, it fills those ruts in to keep them from breaking through. You know, I'm grateful that the commission allows us to do that, because this is all for the just to increase the life of the road. You know. I did get with CFS recently, and we're going to go out for bids on removal of the old bridge, the North Island Bridge. If you're okay with that, I'll go out. I'm going to set the date to open the bids on October 21st. If that'll work. You okay with that?
I'm fine. The bids, I mean, what kind of, did CFS or any of them have any contact information with salvage companies that might be interested, even outside of this area? Because I know, one time when we did werewolf, somebody came from Iowa or something.
Oh, really? They may have, and I can reach out to the company that did the removal on the one north of Chanute.
They might have some contact information between all the contractors that work on bridges and stuff like that. They have some contact issues.
And there's been a couple of people that have expressed interest, local people that have expressed interest in saving it, not saving it, but salvaging it for sentimental value type things, so. But yeah, I'll visit with them and see what they say about that, so. We did meet with,
Oh, also, we need to put some stipulations on final removal in those bids. I mean, as far as a deadline to when they can get it out and they meet guidelines of getting everything that they can out of the river. You don't want them and don't leave a problem for us later to clean up with construction of the new bridge.
right, they had some verbiage in there to take care of, everything has to remove, except for the piers. Forgive me, I don't have a copy for everybody, but here is a copy of the bid request. I did ask Brett to take a look at that, and he was okay with it.
I think copies, yeah, right back there. Go ahead, I'm just gonna make a copy.
Okay. I did meet with Kenny and Lonnie to look at how the new bridge would be realigned with the road before they started drawing their plans. Well, actually, I have the proposal for them to design the bridge here. I'm going to ask for approval on that, but they just wanted to get a kind of general idea of how it would go back. The new bridge would be on about a 30-degree skew. The south end would pretty much stay about where the existing part is, and then the north end would swing to the west a little bit to align with the road a little bit better.
I've been asked about that, if we could straighten out.
Well, I told them that we definitely wanted to be able to cross that bridge with a semi with no issues. So, and that shouldn't be a problem. We may have to acquire
A little bit
of right of way, but that shouldn't, I don't think that'll be a problem either. So.
Is there any concerns of the wash on that area? Because I know we've done the north part of the bridge. We had the Dobies out there that we did years ago. And
Yeah.
or we had to plan for that
Say that again.
on that north bridge into the island. They had to put in them Dobies due to the wash of the river. I mean, is there going to be any issues that, as we're down there, future erosion issues on the south part? If the river's coming from north, it's going to wash that south part of the bridge.
I don't think there's anything on that now.
Okay, I just know on that one bridge, you can
On
see the
60th
swirl, constant swirl against
Yeah.
that bridge, and we've had to put some rather large Dobies in that area,
Yeah.
so.
I don't think that'll be an issue with this one.
Okay.
Because it's part of the old river, and even though it flows during a flood event, it's not catching near the water that
Okay.
the other channel does. But they'll, all these newer bridges, they do a better job of lining in front of the abutments, so that, like that bridge on Rooks Road that we had to repair earlier this year, which is why we're so late in the season doing other things that really need to be done. But that bridge was I don't know, they just either didn't put any in there, or they didn't have big enough rock or whatever, but it was, we would have lost that bridge had we not did what we did. So, but I think that all these bridges that are engineered nowadays, that's not a problem. The Halloween in the park this year is October the 25th, which is a Saturday evening. In the past, the commission they've asked us, like if we take a grader and a dump truck down there for the kids to look at, and I think they really like that and get to see some big equipment up close. And usually I'm able to find a couple guys that are good around kids or not grumpy.
Take some pictures.
And so if you're okay with that,
Sure.
that's October 25th, and it should be, weather permitting, it should be right down here, so they don't have to drive the equipment but about a half a block anyway. So if the commission's okay with that, we'll do that again this year. It's good for the little kids to get to see that stuff. So I met with KDOT this morning down at the 10th and 59 Highway, and then there was others. Lebec County was there, City of Parsons was there, several KDOT officials were there regarding the overpass, railroad overpass replacement project. They are going to raise that railroad bridge up, and by doing that they're going to have to change the profile of the road coming up to it, so the highway will have to be redone for, he said, approximately 1,000 feet north of the county line road. So they're going to speak with the Union Pacific to see if they would work with us on stopping the trains north of that intersection, the railroad crossing on 10th Road. If they would do that, it would help the project a great deal. There's still going to be an issue there because at that point when those trains are coming into Parsons, they're going to be moving very slowly. So it's going to take, I've never sat there and timed one to see how long it takes them to get across there, but I could see 10-minute wait at least, maybe more than that. So I feel that people are probably going to be taking alternate routes. I really feel that Pratt Road's going to be pretty busy during this thing. So I expressed my concerns about that. They did say that if they could get the UP to cooperate and stop the trains to the north, that we might want to make we would have to make some improvements on 10th Road west of 59 Highway and then going back north on Ottawa, which wouldn't be much work. But they said they would get back with us in about a month to know if this is even going to happen or not. But I do feel that the maps that I sent you guys a while back are probably the primary routes that the people are going to be using. So we still don't have an agreement in place as far as reimbursement. We'll have to visit with them about that in another time. And Nick said he would join in when that time came. So our John Deere lease tractors, one of them is we're a little bit past the 350 hours, which is they don't charge us all that much for going over. The other one, we have just a few more hours to put on it, and they're going to deliver our next set on next Tuesday the 30th. We'll get 2 new ones. So it's really nice, and I appreciate the commission approving that. Also, the flex arm that we ordered well, we thought we ordered a year ago. It's finally going to come in probably within a couple weeks. So you'll see a bill coming across for that. So the agreements that I'm going to put in front of you, one of them is for they're all with Cook, Platt and Strobel CFS for the design and inspection services on 70th Road overlay. That would be sometime next year between Kingman and 169 Highway, and that would be in the amount of $112,400. If you guys are okay with that, I have a motion here. And then it will, these were emailed to you, I think last week, but if you're okay with that, I'll go ahead and get signatures.
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept Cook, Flat and Strobel's proposed for design, construction, inspection, and letting services for the 70th Road asphalt overlay project from Kingman Road to 169 Highway in the amount of $112,000 and $400. As presented by,
Right now, those special tax.
and that would be, we're gonna take that out of
So the sales tax.
sales tax, we'll take it out of sales tax.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed 3-0.
Thank you for that. Now, I'll just, if you don't mind, I'll have you get signatures. The top one is here.
That's account 385. That,
Well, the old people will be happy about that.
Yeah, they're tickled about the rut filling that we're doing.
It's good.
On this bid proposal, Brett, should we have something about being bonded and full insured or so we're protected that someone got hurt working out on the removal? Retain some type of,
Yeah, we can add that.
that's right, just something she
probably a
could,
good idea.
don't want to be on that job.
Right. Go ahead and, supply proof of insurance coverage with their bid, or do we want to just, go ahead and submit proof of insurance coverage with their bids, what coverage levels do you want?
Sufficient to cover removal over there. I know you know. I've never word that, no either.
Go ahead and provide proof of insurance coverage with the bid, and then whoever wins the bid, then when we have to sign the agreement, we'll be able to submit.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, thank you for that. The next one is for engineering services to replace the North Island Bridge. This is for design, surveys, and preparation of plans for the North Island Bridge in the amount of $98,200. And I have a motion here for you on that also.
your wage today.
Okay. I'll make a motion to accept Cook Flat and Strobel's proposal for design surveys and preparation of plans for bridge number 42-5-17-6 North Island Bridge in the amount of $980,200.
$98,000.
$98,200. And we'll take that out of tax also.
Account number 385. The road project sales tax.
I'll second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed 3-0.
Okay, thank you for that. I'll have to get signatures the same as the last one. Progress.
On that, are you doing a correction on that bid request?
That's the first money out of that sales tax, so. It's gonna go fast. We're gonna get a lot of good projects done.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you got it covered. I got thanks from that.
Did you leave? You have to leave here shortly?
Yeah, 4:30.
Should we? We need to pause for a minute, Mike. We need to pause for just a second. We need to take care of something before Chastity leaves,
Oh,
if you
that's
don't
fine.
mind.
No.
You just want to read this?
Doing the new business on Schnute's rural housing investment. Or HID proposal we received on their approval on August the 25th or 26th? 26th. In reviewing this plan and the way it's set up, the only taxing entities that truly are affected are Neosho County, the school district 413, and the college. But in these rural housing investment district, it affects us at a greater rate than it does the city of Schnute that adopted the program. And we're limited on time on when we can act in an oppositional fashion, that it will be a detriment to the county without the expressed knowledge to us other than when we did the investigation on it. In that fact, I will make a motion to adopt County Resolution R25J, resolution determining that ordinance number S580 as adopted by the city of Schnute, Kansas on August 25th, 2023 will have an adverse effect on Neosho County, Kansas.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. 3-0. Yep. We need to sign the
Or
resolution.
adopted. Okay, let's do this one.
It's a 2-page.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And that's what we need to be published to.
2 papers.
To both papers, yes.
So that resolution is in effect as soon as we adopt this and sign it. And then we will get it published in the newspapers. Just wanted to get that done before the county clerk gets out. All right, back to the mic.
Okay. No problem. Getting back to the railroad overpass project, they did say that the contractor is probably going to use the late start date, which will be February 28th, which doesn't hurt my feelings at all, gives us a little more time to get prepared.
2026.
Yes, excuse me, 26, yes. At some point, I'll probably get with Brett and draft some resolutions to lower the speed limit on some of those gravel roads. Brett, I'll get you a list of the roads and a map. We've done this in the past on other roads and we've had success. Went through a lot of projects and we've avoided any major accidents, so I think we should consider that. I'm not sure about Queens Road.
I had a couple people ask me about that, Mike.
And maybe we can just see how it goes, and we may want to lower it to 45. I just don't know at this point, but unless you guys want to just do it when the time comes.
What do you think? We fixed a lot of rutting, but we just chip and seal over the ruts.
We will.
I haven't has it deteriorated much, do you know?
No, it's not. No. I've been down a few times. You've been down a couple times, haven't you, Mike?
Which one?
Queens, looking pretty, looks like.
Yeah, I mean, we
decent.
haven't done our
And
rut
when you get
filling.
done with it, it's even.
Yeah, I
better.
think it'll be fine. I think personally, I think we should probably just leave it at 55, and then if we see a problem,
See how much traffic we get.
Can we do a pre-count, traffic count
We
on that?
can. We
And
can
then
borrow.
like, once the closure starts, start to do another count like a month into it and see if
Yeah.
that's not.
That's a good
actually,
idea.
I think I wanted to do that we can do that on Queens and Pratt, because kind of get the feeling that they don't think there's going to be a lot of traffic on Pratt Road, but I think there is going to be a lot of traffic on Pratt
It
Road.
might be a good time to do it now. I mean, it
Yeah.
might be slowed down during winter, but
Yeah, we can do that.
yeah, just a pre-count on those roads at this point. And so then we have some proof of the impact to our road system for the KDOT, so.
If they holler about it, we gotta say, hey.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. But I think on the gravel roads that we think are going to be heavily traveled, we probably should just, when the time comes, we'll go ahead and just drop the speed limit to 30 mile an hour. We've got the signs, and we've had success with that in the past. So I want to, we've got a good record, and I want to keep it that way. So, and I know you guys do too. So, that's all I have on my list.
Mike, I had a call, and I don't know who's blading these roads now, but the 2 gravel roads down around the Amish. This guy emailed me about, he runs a short bus and hauls them around. He says the gravel's so thick, kid has to drive 15 miles an hour. I haven't been down there. I don't know if you have or not.
Do you know what road it was on?
I emailed him back. I told him to call me. He never did call me back. So, but I figured it's probably either Gray or Harper. Is that the two
I
roads
can't
down there?
imagine it being too thick.
Yeah, I don't.
Because
that's
we're
just
spread so thin right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's just what he said, Mike. I haven't been down there.
We've hauled very little rock recently, and the reason for that is because our guys been hauling asphalt on the rut filling. And we have had a few rain days here and there where we've been able to kind of get going on the rock again. But, yeah, Steve, if you find something out, let me know.
Yeah, he never has got back with me, so I guess he wasn't that concerned about it.
But we're,
After today, it might be fine.
yeah.
Well, I remember old Gerald Waylog, when we had a lot of gravel roads, he said when it rained, it was the best time to blade gravel.
I don't know about down
We're hauling
that area.
rock
It's awful soupy down there when the water, because I remember all the complaints I can remember is it's real sandy down there. It seems like those roads get really, as there, south of there, is it?
Oh,
It ruts real bad, it seems like. They always complain they weren't getting, you're just hauling sand down there to them, so you weren't bringing.
Sand's
rocks.
already there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I think coals rust that worse down there.
Yes,
too.
it is.
Yes, they do. I
Yep, there's
agree with you
something
on
in
that. It's,
the soil.
high acid content, that's what I was
Evidently.
told. And so- Okay. That it? Okay, thank
That's
you.
all I got right now.
Do you have anything else? All those.
I got non-elected. 15 minutes, commission, Brett and Mike. Non-elected.
We'll move to recess into executive session to discuss personnel matters of non-elected personnel regarding road and bridge, I'm assuming.
Yes.
For
road
15
bridge,
minutes to
sorry.
include commission counsel and road and bridge director to resume in the commission room at 4:45.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Audio is back.
All right. We're back in session, no action taken. Anything else today?
All I got, Nick, is, you know, I brought that forensic audit. You said after the budget's done, so I think that's something we need
To
to
pursue.
pursue. And also had a lady, and this is just for general information, she was really concerned about, and it's kind of the truth, you know, in Neosho County, a lot of counties, is like these guys come in and buy all this land to hunt on, and they put it out in the 80s, and they sell it, and it makes the ground go up, and it makes the ground here go up, you know?
But that's by
Yeah.
the state as far as
Yeah.
ag ground.
Exactly.
I mean, it does raise our valuation, but I trust me, I know, I've seen several pieces of property in my area that went through the roof on their sale prices, so.
Well, that's like-
One was my neighbor.
The Angleton?
Grief.
Oh, Grace, okay.
So, good price, but, hey, you can't hate them as far as, we got the opportunity to,
Yeah.
it does raise your base rate on property values. Public comment? Anything? Your motion then.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay.
How things going?
The audio is still on.
Okay. Can you turn that off now?
And now I'm trying to. It's frozen.
I never have pen here.
There you go.
I usually put them in my shirt and I forget when I took them home with me.
Yeah.